this journey, I do have two examples, but first I'm gonna start off with Black Wall Street, the board game, and kind of do a reverse timeline. Because I think people see, the masterpiece edition where we're at today, but they might not see the steps and the progress that did lead to it, right? So on the screen right now, if you're watching, we do have the masterpiece edition, beautiful piece of board game and artwork, right? Me and the Queen, we traveled to New York, repping the t-shirts, put the brand on there. We had the Dreamcatcher series that was literally sponsored by our own board game. We were, yeah, thank you for the pause. We can pause right there for a second. But we had dream catchers where literally, I went out, talked to other entrepreneurs just to get the board game out there, just to get more people eyes on it. YouTube series wasn't, we didn't get crazy views, but we did get a little bit of views, and it was very tiring, to be honest with you. We can keep it going with me and the Queen in Port Hueneme packing boxes.
Yep.
Right? Remember those days, just packing boxes by ourselves in the living room, naming out every single name, all the cities that were being represented and showing us love. Love to see it. We can keep it going. This is me inside of my office. I came in late. It was like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. This is a prototype of Black Wall Street, the board game. I was just capturing some footage, and this is some of the footage that we then turned into like a trailer for Black Wall Street, the board game, inside of Dreamcatchers. Then Kickstarter. So again, we're going back in time. We did a Kickstarter, and I think this was, again, like those were some wins that we just went through. This was probably one of the first major L's that we took. But to the Queen's point, if we didn't move past this failed Kickstarter, would there still be a Black Wall Street, the board game?
We don't know.
We really don't know. But the fact that we did fail, we got this hit, especially I think confidence-wise. I feel like let's say we were 100% successful with the first Kickstarter. Let's say I listened to Dame Dash's kind of thing. He's like, if you're real, you ain't got to market. And we did it, and it blew up. I then would have thought mentally, I never need to market because I'm real. Right. It worked. Right. Dame Dash was right. I never need to market ever. And then guaranteed it wouldn't have worked for the long term of what we're building. Right. So I think that L was literally a lesson in saying, De'Von, you need to market. De'Von, you need to be strategic on what you're doing. You need to create some high quality videos. You need to get on social media. You need to make sure you're getting out there, because if you don't market, you will not be successful. Yeah. So yeah, I think that was a huge gut punch, but lesson was learned, and now I never need to learn that lesson again. The Queen never needs to learn that lesson again. I tell every other game maker, do it. Boom. This. Oh, what was you laughing at, Queen?
It's just the struggle. Like, that's what I see.
So
the grind.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Because I feel like people see the outside. People were watching, 8 people, 15 people were watching the Dreamcatcher series. But this was me in Atlanta, did 2 Dreamcatcher interviews that weekend. I was exhausted, like literally exhausted. I think I might have actually fell asleep. I was supposed to do a little like vlog video during this thing. It didn't work. I fell asleep. Right? I was exhausted, but on the camera, right, when it was time to turn the lights on, when it was time to interview the founders of Guapcoin and Tavana Evans, boom, lights, camera, action. When it was time to interview Ariel, am I saying her name right? Ariel? ATL, UC Davis. She's into like fashion, Ariel. Yeah. When it's time to boom, lights, camera, action. Let's get into it. So yeah, I feel like it's it's easy to see the YouTube and the podcast, but in the background, a lot of definitely hard work going on. And I think we got maybe 2 more. Let's hit it. Let's see. And then boom, Black Wall Street, the board game. This is like one of our MVPs, first editions. On a cardboard box, just printed it out. And this, I wanted to put this in here because, again, I feel like people are sometimes afraid to put something out that's not perfect, right? And this was, it was ugly. I ain't go front like it was even remotely good, but it was a start. And the one even before this was just straight up cardboard. The Queen knows it was straight up cardboard, but that cardboard, we still have it today, and it let us build upon it. So if you're out there and you're building, start off with your MVP, minimum viable product. Start off with your cardboard box, whatever equivalent that is for what you're building, and every year, every month, build upon that cardboard box. And you are only comparing your game to your cardboard box, right? I didn't start off saying, dang, this cardboard box isn't like Monopoly, maybe we shouldn't even do this. Like, dang, this cardboard box isn't as good as Sorry, maybe we're not good at board games. No, we're just like, you know what, this is our step one for sure. Let's get better the next time. Okay, this is now our new step one. Cool. Let's get better the next time. And literally every single game until the masterpiece has just been getting better and better, only comparing ourselves to us. And then one more. This was the real first step of everything, and it was writing it down on a piece of paper.
Yep. Step zero.
Step zero. Get it out there. Like the Queen talked about earlier. Habits that you need to do and practices, things that you need to practice every day, every week in order to become that Michael Jordan of your field, to become the ET of your field, to become the LeBron James of your field. It takes that practice. So go ahead and write it down, write the vision, and then, accomplish it. Right. So I just wanted to kind of go through that a little bit as far as just breaking down what people see versus what is the reality of this grind, right, this process that we go through, right? And then any comments or thoughts on that before I shift to my second example, which is way shorter than my first?
The only comment is I feel like the reason why I think, especially like the younger generations, why we assume, I think like we see a lot of overnight success, quote unquote. And they're not overnight successes. I mean, maybe there are some, right? If you win the lottery, that's pretty much overnight. But
not even that, because some people play the same numbers.
That's true.
They go to the same 7-Eleven every single day. Hey, Bob, you here for playing numbers? Yes, I am. All right, here you go, Irene. Good luck with you.
Bob and Irene.
I don't know where those numbers, names come from. But sorry, go ahead.
But I think that social media is part of the reason for that. Because I feel like social media is highlights, right? It's highlights. So you don't see the daily grind because nobody's walking around. I mean, most people aren't walking around with a camera, throughout their whole life. So you don't see the struggle that they went through on Tuesday when that meeting didn't go the way they wanted to or whatever. All you're going to see is the business deal close in a month from now or whatever.
Right.
But that doesn't, you didn't see all of the things that led up to that. So I feel like that's just the mindset to keep in mind as you're scrolling through social media and not allowing that to feel like, oh, I'm not successful because I'm not like this, or this didn't happen to me, because it didn't happen that way for them either, right? This is just how they're showing it or portraying it. Right. So yeah, I think it's just a good thing to keep in mind. Just like this, like you said, like even if you go on playbackWallStreet.com, we like to be pretty transparent about where things started. We've gone through the different iterations of the board game here, but still, we're not able to show you every single thing that happened, to get us to this point. So you just have to kind of know that there are always things behind the scenes that are going on, struggles that entrepreneurs are going through. Businesses go up and down, right? The profits, the morale, everything goes up and down. So even though you see this masterpiece, beautiful edition, no, there was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into that you're not necessarily going to see, on social media or see in the game itself.
Right. So long story short, head to playbackWallStreet.com. Get yourself a board game, right? What are you doing? Get yourself the second edition or a masterpiece edition. Now